Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Sangeeta to Teach. Today in this video we are going to cover the key highlights of the Union Budget 2021 to 2022. So this video is going to be very important for all the competitive exams, and I assure you that there will be direct questions from this particular video. So without any delay, let's start. But before we start, we'll start with the year 2021. So this year I was having a lot many important milestones for our history. So this year is the 75th year of our independence, 60 years of Goa accession to India, 50 years of 1971 India-Pakistan war, and this year is going to be the 8th census of independent India. So you have to remember the importance of this particular year as well. So this is important and it can be a direct question in your exam as well. Coming to what actually is this budget. So according to the article 112 of the Indian Constitution, the Union Budget of the year is also known as the Annual Financial Statement. So budget is also called as Annual Financial Statement according to article 112. And the budget is nothing but it is an estimate of what? Estimate of receipts and expenditures in respect to every financial year. Our financial year will start from 1st April to 31st of March. So this is all about the budget. So on 29 January 2021, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has described the current budget session as an opportunity to fulfill the dreams of freedom fighters. So the budget 2021 was presented on 1st of February by Nirmala Sitharaman, who is the first full-time female finance minister. Remember this point. Our finance minister is Nirmala Sitharaman, and this budget is the first of its kind, and it is the first paperless budget, a digital budget you can call, and it is also the budget of the decade, the first budget of the decade. Okay. And coming to the expenditure, the capital expenditure and the physical deficit expenditure of the previous year estimate with the present year estimate. So previously the budget estimate for 2020 to 2021 was, the expenditure was 30 lakhs, around 30 lakhs, and this time the budget estimate is 34.83 lakh crore. So because of the corona pandemic or due to many changes, the budget estimate of 2021, the 2020 to 2021 was revised, and this is the revised estimate. The most important thing that you have to remember for your exam point of view is the physical deficit, which can be asked. So the physical deficit that is estimated for the year 2020 to 2021 was, currently it is 9.5%, but now the estimate for this coming financial years, that is 2021 to 2022, is 6.8%. This is very important. So what actually is this physical deficit? Physical deficit is nothing but it is the difference between the total income of the government and its total expenditure. So whatever the income is coming minus the total expenditure it is doing, so that difference is nothing but the financial deficit. So currently it is 9.5%, and for the budget estimate for the year 2021 to 2022 it is 6.8%, and this can be a direct question, so please remember and make a note of it. Coming to the amounts that have been estimated for different schemes, this can also be a direct question, so make note of this. Estimate amounts as well along with the scheme. So Atmanirbhar Health Yojana, this has been allocated 64,000 crores. So I'm just going to round off the number and say, but you please remember the numbers correctly. Okay. Next one is the Jal Jeevan Mission. It is allocated 2.87 lakh crores. Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0. It is for 5 years, and this has been allocated 1.42 lakh crores. PLI, that is the Production Linked Incentive Scheme. It covers the 13 sectors. Remember, it is covering 13 sectors, and this has been allocated 1.92 lakh crores. Coming to new highways of a distance of 83,677 kilometers, it has been allocated 5.35 lakh crores. Coming to COVID-19 vaccine, the government has allocated 35,000 crores and also has said if anything is required more, they are going to provide and support. Coming to the disinvestment target, it is 1.75 lakh crores and contingency fund has been extended to 30,000 crores. And these numbers you have to remember. And these can be the questions. And particularly in banks, bank exams, they are going to ask you this particular question and please make a note of it. Coming to something which is important is that the development of the financial institution is a new body that has been introduced to facilitate the financial greenfield infrastructure. For greenfield infrastructure, they have started the development financial institution. The next point is that it is going to set up 7 textile parks in the next coming 3 years under the scheme of mega investment textile parks. How many textile parks are coming? There are 7. In how many years? In 3 years. Coming to the next point, that is PLI, that is Production Linked Incentive Scheme. This scheme is for the large scale electronic manufacturing service. The purpose of providing is to provide the incentives to the producers. So it is going to provide the incentives to the producers and not to the resellers or not to someone else. It is for the producers only. Remember this point, and you have to remember the full form of PLI, that is Production Linked Incentive Scheme. Coming to the National Infrastructure Pipeline, this is NIP. For the financial year 2019 to 2025, it is the first kind of its kind where the government is going to provide a world-class infrastructure to the citizens. So you have to remember the full form of NIP, that is the National Infrastructure Pipeline, and the target year is 2019 to 2025. They have to complete this. Okay, they are going to provide us the world-class infrastructure, and there are 7 textile parks to coming up, and you have to remember the full form of PLI and the full form of DFI, and also it is going to facilitate the greenfield infrastructure. Right, coming to the next one, that is the National Monetization Pipeline. For the potential brownfield infrastructure assets will be launched. So for brownfield, it is National Monetization Pipeline. Bharat Mala project will be interconnected with 550 districts headquarters through a minimum of 4-lane highway. So Bharat Mala project is to interconnect how many districts? It is 550 districts. And next is the 100% electrification of the broad gauge rail route. This will be done by December 2023. The deadline or the by the target date is December 2023. It is for 100% electrification of broad gauge rail route. An independent gas transport system will be set up and more than 100 districts will be added under the city gas expansion. So how many districts? It is 100 districts in the city gas expansion. And there in this budget, the most of the allocation is done for the health and the well-being. So the health allocation has jumped around 137%. So previous year it was allocated 94,452 crores, but this year it is 2,23,846 crores in this 2021 to 2022. So it has jumped for 137%. And around, as I already discussed, that is rupees 35,000 crores have been allocated and promised to provide further funds for the COVID-19 vaccine. Coming to health and well-being, centrally sponsored scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana is going to be launched. You have to remember this Yojana name, that is Pradhan Mantri Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana, and this is going to be launched to develop the primary, secondary and tertiary health care for around with a budget estimate of 64,180 crores over 6 years. And it is going to support 17,000 rural people and 11,000 urban health and wellness centers. And it is going to set up an integrated public health labs, and this will be in addition to the National Health Mission. So this is addition to the National Health Mission, and you have to remember this Yojana name. Okay. Coming to nutrition, they wanted to strengthen the nutritional content, and they are going to merge the supplementary nutrition program and the Poshan Abhiyan Yojana and launch a mission called the Mission Poshan 2.0, and this is going to improve the nutritional outcomes across 112 districts, and they are going to set up 17 new public health centers at a point of entry, and they're going to modernize the existing health units at 32 airports and 15 seaports and land ports. This is all about the nutrition. Coming to the universal coverage of the water supply, the important yojana is the Jal Jeevan Mission, that is aimed at better water supply national wide. So it is going to supply around 4,378 urban local bodies. You have to remember this number. And with the 2.86 crore household tap connection, as well as the liquid waste management in 500 Amrit cities. So what is the full form of Amrit? Amrit is Atal Mission for Regeneration and Urban Transformation. So this can be also an important question. So please do remember and make a note of it. And it is going to be implemented over 5 years with an outlay of 2,87,000 crores. So you have to remember this number as well. And also the next thing is that it is going to strengthen the urban Swachh Bharat Mission 2.0 with 1,41,678 crores over a period of 5 years for 2021 to 2026. And they are going to set up new Sainik schools, that is 100 Sainik schools are going to be set up, and 750 Eklavya schools to be set up in the tribal areas, and a central university to come up in the Ladakh. This is all about the education. It is 100 Sainik schools, 750 Eklavya schools, and a central university to come up in the Ladakh. And coming to the vehicle scrapping policy, the vehicle scrapping policy is nothing but to phase out the old and unfit vehicles. All the vehicles are they must undergo a fitness test, which is in the automated fitness centers. And for personal vehicles, it is 20 years, and for commercial vehicles, it is 15 years. You have to remember this years as well. And the policy is to increase the production and the capacity utilization of the vehicles, and it is an attempt by a government to boost the automobile demand. So because of the COVID, people have stopped buying vehicles, and they wanted to boost this automobile industry, and so they are doing this vehicle scrapping policy. The main agenda is to phase out the old and unfit vehicles, so that that will reduce the pollution. Coming to highways, the highway and the road works have been announced in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Assam. National monetizing pipeline launched to monitor the asset monetization process, and the National Rail Plan. This is going to be created to bring a ready railway system by 2030. So the deadline, or the by when the National Rail Plan is to be created, it is by 2030. The target year is also important. Coming to the 100% electrification as discussed, it has to be completed in 2023. And the metro services have been announced in 27 cities, plus additional allocations for Kochi, Chennai Metro Phase 2, Bengaluru Phase 2 and B, and Nasik and Nagpur metros. Coming to clean air, this is also very important. The clean air has been allocated 2,217 crores for 42 urban centers, and a national hydrogen machine to be launched for generating power sources. They are going to generate the hydrogen, and which is very important, and this machine is called as National Hydrogen Machine. And recycling capacity of ports is to be doubled by 2024. And a gas line project is to set up in Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, Jammu and Kashmir is given a gas line project, and Ladakh is given the Central University to come up in Ladakh. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwal Yojana, which is an LPG scheme, is to be extended to cover 1 crore more beneficiaries. It is going to be extended for more than 1 crore people. And coming to tax, no IT filing for people above 75 years. So there is an exemption for the people above 75 years. The question can be above 60, 65 or 70 or 75. So your answer must be it is for above 75 years. Reopening window for IT assessment case reduced from 6 years to 3 years. So before it was 6 years, but now it is 3 years. However, in case of serious tax evasion for more than 50 lakhs, it can be up to 10 years. And affordable housing projects to get a tax holiday for 1 year. So if you're buying a house for that particular year, you get a tax holiday. And compliance burden of small trust whose annual receipts does not exceed 5 crores is to be eased. And coming to the duty, the custom duties of copper scrap has been reduced to 2.5%, and based on the gold and silver it is to be rationalized. And for duty on the solar inverters has been raised from 5% to 20%, and also on the solar lanterns from 5% to 15%. And nylon products are charged with 5% on custom duty, and custom duty on cotton has been raised from 0 to 10%. This is important because it has raised. Agriculture infrastructure and development cess proposed on certain items including urea, apples, crude soya bean and the sunflower oil as well. So coming to economy and finance, the financial deficit stands at 9.5% of GDP. So currently, as I said you, it is 9.5%, but the estimate is 6.8% in 2021 to 2022. Unified Security Market Code to be created, and it consolidates the provisions of SEBI Act, Depository Act and other laws. So there is Unified Security Market Code coming up. This is also important. Though it was a tough year, but there was no increase in the standard deduction and no raise in the tax slabs. This is the tax slab that you can see where the income level is given, and the new tax slab and the old tax slab is also given. So you can take a screenshot of this and make a note of it. And so it is known that 5 to 7.5 lakhs the tax slab is 10%, 7.5 to 10 lakhs it is 15%, for 10 to 12.5 lakhs it is 20%, and from 12.5 to 15 lakhs it is 25%, and 15 and above it is 30%, which is very very important. It can be a direct question as well. Coming to the disinvestment, the two PSU banks and one general insurance firm is going to be disinvested this year. So when we are talking about general insurance, let's talk and get to know more about this general insurance companies. So the general insurance industry was nationalized in the year 1972, and 107 insurers were grouped and amalgamated into 4 companies. Out of these 4 companies, any one can be disinvested. So the 4 companies are the New India Assurance, the National Insurance, the Oriental Insurance, and United India Insurance Company. So these are the 4 national insurance companies or general insurance companies in our country. And the next point is an IOP of LIC is introduced for this fiscal year, and a strategic sale. So there is going to be a strategic sale, and particularly for BPCL, IDBI and Air India to be completed in this particular financial year. So you have to remember the strategic sale of all these 3 is going to take place. You have to remember these 3 companies. This can be asked in the exam, and this is very very important question, and this can be directly asked in your the paper. It is the proposal to increase the FDI limit in the insurance is from 49% to 74%. An asset reconstruction company will be set up to overcome the stressed loans. So there would be an asset reconstruction company as well. And the deposit insurance has been increased from 1 lakh to rupees 5 lakhs for the bank depositors. So whenever we deposit a lot of money in our banks, right? So if at all the bank is into losses or something happens to the bank, and they may not be able to repay you back the amount that you have deposited, but they can give you an assurance of 1 lakh before, but now this 1 lakh has been increased to 5 lakhs. So if there is some problem because of the bank will give you 5 lakhs. And coming to the next slide, it says that the five major fishing hubs have been introduced in Chennai, Kochi, and Paradeep to be developed. And a multi-purpose seaweed park is to set up in Tamil Nadu. So you have to remember the seaweed park is coming up in Tamil Nadu. Coming to employment, a portal to be launched to maintain the information on the gig workers and the construction workers. So there will be a portal coming up to maintain the information about the gig workers and the construction workers. There is a social security that has to be extended to them. So they are going to provide them social security to the gig workers and the platform workers. Coming to the marginal capital required for loans via Stand Up India scheme has been reduced from 25% to 15%. How much percent? It is 25 to 15% for SC, ST and women. So this is very important question as well. Remember this because it has been reduced. So this is all for today, and these are the important questions. You can revise them as many times as you can, and please make a note of the estimate budget in crores for that particular scheme, and also the differences, the changes that from the changes, the new changes have to be noted, and this video will help you in getting you good marks in your exam. Thank you so much. Thank you.